everybody, and welcome to our yearly special edition of Milwaukee Beer Review here on the channel. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And it is almost St. Patrick's Day, and you know what that means every single year? That means Third Space Brewing Company is about to release their Mystic Knot series. Now, we've done this every year that we've had the channel, and this year is no different. However, one special caveat is that Third Space was nice enough and kind enough to give us a few samples to share with all of you prior to release this year.
Yeah. So these beers are actually getting released on March 9th. However, they are available for pre-order right now. So you can get a 4-pack of the base, the mint, the chai, and single cans of the double shot, which we'll talk about more later. They're all sale either individually or you can buy as a pack. So I would definitely recommend if you guys want that, definitely get on there right now. Try to pick it up, do the pre-sale. Otherwise, it'll be available in the tap room on March 9th. They might have some after that, but again, don't wait. You pick them up now. You can have them, reserve them, and you have them ready for you.
Definitely. So, what we've got is 3 beers. We don't actually have the base, but we've got the 3 other variants to share with all of you. The base was not canned yet.
Yeah, it's canning this week, so they didn't have it canned yet. So.
As of time of taping.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know what Mystic Knot is it is a barrel-aged stout. Coffee stout, inspired by St. Patrick's Day and this fun month of March. So we're excited to try this one. Ross, why don't you introduce the very first beer we're going to try here?
So the first one, I believe, is called Shamrock Mint, or Mystic Shamrock. Mystic Shamrock. So this is a 10.5% ABV. It is aged in bourbon barrels. This comes in with Stone Creek, Black Sheep, coffee, chocolate, and mint.
Interesting.
So, I've had some mint beers. I think they're kind of hit or miss if they're done well. I do think they're done really good if they're done well. So I'm excited for this one. I wanted to try this one.
So historically, these kind of come in like a bit of like a, creamed coffee. Coffee note is typically pretty heavy on those. I'm curious what we get here on the first one. So let's get a little nose on the Mystic Shamrock.
Ooh. Really good mint. I mean, the mint's the star on the nose. The coffee's it's subdued. It's there. The good thing is, I was a little worried. Like, you never know what mint you're gonna get.
Yeah.
This is a really kind of. It's not peppermint. It's not spearmint or anything like that. It's kind of a real good traditional like chocolate minty flavor.
You definitely get it though. Like historically, these beers, I feel like I've always gotten an overwhelming coffee note on the nose where I haven't been able to pick out some of the other adjuncts that are in them, but the mint is definitely there. Yeah. It's pretty clearly there.
Bitterness of the coffee coming out on the nose, but it's really the mint.
Yeah. All right. Let's check it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh. 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 So what I was expecting when we first kind of started doing this one was more like an Andes Candies mint. The mint is there, and that's kind of the type of mint you're getting. But that coffee note really comes through for me on the palate, giving it like a good chocolatey bitterness throughout with that mint kind of like sweetening it up for me.
The mint flavor in this kind of reminds me actually a little bit of like spearmint gum. Like I'm getting a little bit of that flavor, and that's not a bad thing. I'm actually liking that in here. The coffee is adding some bitterness to it, but the coffee's not overly heavy. And again, like I said earlier, even on the nose, about the historical nose on these, the coffee isn't playing as big of a role in this, actually, as I was expecting. It's a lot more of a spearmint mint type flavor.
Its taste is definitely different.
You did say definitely.
Yeah, it's very different. I don't think I've had anything from Third Space they've done with any sort of mint flavorings. Not many breweries do a lot of mint in their beer. This with coffee is really interesting. It's really polarizing kind of flavor notes in my opinion. But I think they balance it really well where one doesn't overpower the other and they give both best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's a really tasty stout. And I'm liking the fact that the adjunct in this is shining through.
Yeah.
So, all right. So first one, rating it on Untapped. And for those of you that might be looking to purchase this, where would you put it?
I give this a really good 3.75. I really like this one. I think it's solid. like I said, mint can kind of be hit or miss. I think they definitely hit on this one. I think it's a good flavor. I got it 375.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about was this is 6 months barrel aged. And I think we've said this in historical videos. I don't think you get a ton of spirit flavor on this. I'm not getting a ton of barrel character. Of course, when you factor in mint and coffee and these other things, it's going to be harder to pick that stuff out. I do think 375 is a good score for this beer. I like it. It's very, very tasty. I do wish it had a few more of those components to it, though.
Yeah.
So, all right.
What do we got next?
Up next, we have got, I've got to look. This is the Mystic Chai. So I know this is the one that Jenny on the channel, my wife, is most excited to try. So this one is brewed, it's bourbon barrel aged, brewed with Stone Creek sweater coffee, sweater weather coffee, I should say, and vanilla and other spices. So like a chai latte version of Mystic Knot this year. That is intriguing and interesting. So 10.5%. Let's get a little nose on it.
Ooh. I mean, those spices are taking over in that. I mean, it smells very much like a chai latte. I mean, exactly what you would expect.
And again, similar to the Mystic Shamrock, I feel like this year the adjuncts, those spices, are shining through the nose where they haven't necessarily done that historically.
Now, the good thing with this, obviously, is this is a traditional, like, coffee type style drink. So you expect that to kind of come through a little bit more.
Yeah. This will be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So again, the spices are really the star, and I don't like it's the chai spice that really just hits you in the front of the palate all the way through.
Lingers.
It's smooth. It's got a nice sweetness kind of at the end that you get with a kind of like vanilla-ish type of the chai latte. I mean, it's good. It's definitely one you have to like chai lattes to enjoy this.
Yep.
But I think they really hit the flavor profile in this. Like, if you want a chai latte beer, this is probably the best I've had, because I've had a couple of them before, and this one really hits it.
Yeah, up front, like the front end of this beer is actually a little tame. Like, it comes off like sweet stout character, but like as you get towards the mid palate on this, that's when the chai really kicks up. The coffee picks up underneath it. The chai spices are definitely the star, but the coffee does kind of subtly kind of kick up underneath it and give it kind of this, you know, kind of ground coffee bitterness behind it too. Similar to the mint, it's very, very tasty. I'm surprised how little the coffee feels like it is prominent in this, and I'm actually happy about that because it lets some of these other characters shine too, similar to the mint.
The one weird thing with chai, like I've had chai like tea lattes and things in the past, and the one weird thing I think actually hits in this, they're very dry.
Yeah.
And this, it does tend to have like dryness to your mouth. I like it. I think that's good. I think it really adds some authenticity to what we're trying to drink here.
Yeah.
As opposed to just throwing a bunch of spices and trying to pretend it's something different. Like, they really nailed the flavor profile in this.
Yeah. I'm not a huge chai fan either, and I would drink this. I still think this is really, really good.
No.
But also, similar to what I said on the first one, I'm not getting a ton of barrel character.
I would agree. I would agree.
It's not there. Only spent 6 months in those bourbon barrels, but not a ton there. So this one, I think I'm going to stick with the 375 number. It's a well-constructed, well-made stout. I think it's tasty. I think it's hitting the notes that you're expecting from a beer like this. I just wish it had a little bit more barrel character shining through this beer holistically.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a really weird score here. I'm going to say it's a 375. But I think it's a better made beer than the mint beer. But I enjoy the mint beer more, if that makes any sense. Like, I think this one really hits the flavors.
That was a weird journey you took us on.
I got
there.
that. Yeah. Thank you, jerk. So, no, I think this is a really well made beer. And like, again, I do enjoy chai tea lattes. I think it's a good drink and everything. And this really mimics it well. I think they really nail the flavor profiles in this one. I think it's more of a, like, I would probably rate this a lot higher if I like chai tea lattes more. I think just a preference thing. I have this a little bit lower, but I think they nail this flavor really well.
Okay.
All right.
Last but not least, what do we got?
So last we got the Mystic Double Shot Bourbon. So this is a double barrel aged espresso stout. So this one comes in at 11%. So this one was barreled in Heaven Hill bourbon, then Central Standard Dockside bourbon. It's also made with Stone Creek Green Bite coffee. So we got two different, one local barrel, one non-local barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've used Green Bite coffee in the past in these. That one I recognize.
Yeah.
So I know this one tends to be a little bit more punch you in the mouth from a coffee perspective too, so I'm curious what we got.
I mean, no adjuncts really. It's bourbon and coffee.
Yeah.
So it should be more upfront.
Let's check it out. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean,
coffee's the star.
It's not heavy coffee though. I was
not.
expecting a lot more coffee profile coming there, but it's there. It's subtle. Not a lot of spirit coming off. I was thought you'd get a little bit more on that, but the coffee's there. It's a good coffee nose. It's just not heavy, which I'm actually kind of excited about because I don't want it to be overpowering or anything.
Yeah, it is a good coffee nose. Let's check this thing out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So this one, coffee's the star. As opposed to the first two where it really let the mint and the chai star. This one, the coffee really comes out. It's got a really nice creaminess to it as well.
It's very creamy.
I don't know if that's the barrel or what they did to it, but it's got a nice kind of like creamed coffee note coming off of it. I would agree with the first two. The barrel really doesn't come out. But this is a really, really, really good coffee flavor to it.
I really like this coffee flavor.
Yeah.
The creamed coffee character of Mystic Knot is like amplified here.
Yep.
It's really, really tasty. I like that coffee. I actually kind of want to get that coffee and brew that coffee at home to try it. That's what this beer makes me want to do.
One thing we've talked about for years with Third Space is, and I know it's not technically an adjunct here, but they do vanilla really well. And whatever cream they added to this, like get that cream note out of this one, it's really well done.
It's got a vanilla, creamy character to it. It starts coffee forward up front, but a very smooth, creamy coffee. And then you get a bit of a vanilla, more of a cream flavor mid-palate, and then the coffee kind of fades and the creaminess kind of kicks up and you get a little bit more vanilla creaminess out the back end. Yeah. This is really, really tasty.
Yeah, this is really well done. This is, and the fun thing about this series, I think a lot of people get scared off by barrel aged beers. Like, oh, I don't want bourbon, I don't want that spirit. If you want to try barrel aged beers without really getting that spirit forward flavor, this is a great series for you because the flavors across the board are really, it's mint, it's chai, and it's the espresso coffee.
Yeah.
And those are the stars of the show, which is really good.
Yeah, if there's one of these three that I would want to drink, it's this one.
Absolutely. I would agree.
I like all three, but this would be the one I would choose.
I agree.
For that reason, this is going to be a 4. This is a 3.75 to a 4 beer for me, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a leg up on the first two because I'm liking that coffee character to this more than the other two flavors. I'm liking it quite a bit, and I think it's well constructed. It very much feels like a March St. Patrick's Day like type of drink, and I'm enjoying this.
I'm gonna actually go 4 1/4.
Wow.
I really like the creaminess to this one. I love the coffee that they use on this one. The coffee's so good, and the creaminess is good. And the thing I like is it's not overpowering. The creaminess is really good. But again, it doesn't overpower the coffee. It's just really well balanced, just like the other two. Like everything here is just so well balanced. The flavors really come out well. I really enjoy this one. 4 1/4. I think it's an easy 4 1/4 too.
Fairly or unfairly, the lack of barrel character is the reason why I can't go that high on it. But I understand where you're coming from. So, awesome. Hey, Mystic Knot 2024, early access here. We'll get this out on the channel prior to this going on sale. We have fun with this one every year,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to try the Base Mystic Knot too, as we've pre-ordered.
Yeah,
So.
thank you again to Third Space for letting us try this early and helping us out with this. This is awesome. I really appreciate it. So.
Super cool. So thanks for watching. You haven't tried these. Normally I'd ask you if you have, but if you're watching this after the release, let us know what you think about this year's Mystic Knot series. And if you haven't yet and you're seeing this early, check out their website. You should be able to pre-order all of these online, as you stated earlier in the video. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. We are on YouTube.
Right here.
Hey, welcome. So like, comment, and subscribe here. We appreciate all of you, and we will see you in the very next episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.